Topping the charts is LaPorte's Jose Scott, who is ranked in the top 30 nationally by multiple recruiting services. The 6'3", 225-pound linebacker is a sure tackler with outstanding speed and will anchor the Bulldogs' defensive attack. Watching Scott wreak havoc on the opposition could have thoughts of the wrecking crew dancing through the minds of Aggie fans. Scott committed to Texas A&M back in December, but has one more year wearing LaPorte orange before switching to maroon. With Scott leading the way, the Bulldogs' goals of exceeding last season's third-round appearance are quite realistic. Travis is the new home to one of the nation's top defensive back prospects. Nick Harvey helped Lancaster to the 4A Division II state finals last season, but one of his parents took a job here in Houston, so we'll get to see the 4'4 speedster in action locally. Harvey had 55 tackles, broke up 10 passes, and had 7 interceptions last season for Lancaster. He also played wide receiver, catching 59 passes for 842 yards and 9 touchdowns. Travis was already a contender after reaching the third round of the 5A Division I playoffs last season, but with Harvey in the fold, the sky is the limit. Harvey will be playing for his third school in 3 seasons next year when he heads off to Texas A&M. Another nationally ranked linebacker who also hails from District 21 5A is North Shore's Zach Whitley. Last season, the Mustangs led the district in team defense, holding the opposition to under 250 yards per game en route to the 5A Division I regional finals. Zach was all over the place last season, racking up 121 tackles, including 11 for a loss. He forced a couple of sacks, had an interception, and was named first-team All-State for his efforts. The Mustangs are in good position to make another deep postseason run, with Whitley helping to keep the opposing offenses at bay. Whitley will move from one powerhouse to another after the season as he committed to Alabama late in the spring. Speed and power, 2 traits that describe the running style of Eisenhower's Donald Catalan. As a junior, Catalan put up nearly 1,100 yards on the ground and also showed some receiving savvy, averaging around 14 yards per catch. It was Catalan's second straight 1,000-yard season, and a strong campaign should be in order once again. Standing around 5'11", the 200-pounder is headed to Austin to play for UT next season, but the Eagles are hopeful that Catalan's blend of skills can help pave the way to a playoff victory for the first time since the 2008 season. At 6'3", 205 pounds, Cy Falls' Otero Alaka has the size and quickness to be an outstanding linebacker at the next level. But perhaps his best trait may be his ability to tackle in the open field. Otero gets extra praise for his ability to hit the books as hard as he hits opposing ball carriers. He certainly left his mark for the Golden Eagles in 2012 with 36 tackles, including 9 for a loss and 3 sacks. Alaka has scholarship offers from all over the country, but verbally committed to the Longhorns back in April. Expect District 17 5A to be stacked once again, but with Alaka on patrol, Cy Falls has as good of a shot as any. Texas City's Monte Foreman caught 36 passes for 959 yards and 9 touchdowns in 2012 and also ran the ball for over 500 yards. Certainly not gaudy numbers like receivers in some of the state's top spread offenses put up, but strong numbers in light of the fact that Texas City has a balanced attack with several weapons, including Foreman's blue-chip brother, Deontay. While Armonte has to share the ball with some talented teammates, he certainly has received more than his fair share of attention from the college ranks. Originally committed to OU, Armonte is verbally committed to the Longhorns. Stingery fans will enjoy one last season of Armonte as they try to improve on last year's second-round playoff appearance. Despite seeing 5 players sign with BCS schools last season, the cupboard isn't bare for A-Leaf Taylor. Cornerback Chris Hardiman is one of the country's top defensive back prospects, despite only standing around 5'9". What Hardiman lacks in size, he makes up for in technique. Originally, Hardiman committed to LSU, but the top 100 national prospect reopened his collegiate search in early August and has plenty of options. For 2013, however, his plan is to keep A-Leaf Taylor as the team to beat in District 18 5A. Last season, he was first-team All-District cornerback and the return specialist MVP. Dawson's Tony Upchurch is one of the country's most talented receivers after a 2012 campaign that saw him haul in 12 touchdowns and over 1,000 yards. At 6'2" and close to 230 pounds, Upchurch can fight for a jump ball and create size problems for smaller defensive backs. Not to mention, once he makes the catch, he can be difficult to bring down, and he can outrun a lot of defenders with his 4.6 speed. Upchurch committed to LSU in the spring, but still has some unfinished business to take care of for the Eagles. Dawson spent a good chunk of last season ranked number 1 and will need a big year from their big receiver to make a long playoff run once again.
He's, our franchise player. He's the one with the most experience. We're going to do a lot of things revolving around him. He's just such a great kid. He's our punter. He does whatever we ask him to do. So, I look for him to have a big year.
Marshall's quarterback J.W. Ketchum didn't start full-time until the 4th game of the season, but what a way to break onto the scene as a sophomore last year. Ketchum led the Buffaloes to a perfect regular season in the 4A Division I quarterfinals with over 1,100 yards and 28 touchdowns on the ground alone. He also went to the air for 12 more touchdowns. Ketchum is only a junior, but projects as one of the top dual-threat quarterbacks in the class of 2015 and already has offers from several BCS programs. Unlike most players on the list, Bush's Ranald Monroe didn't have offers pouring in from all over the country after his junior season. In fact, U of H was the only school to have offered Monroe during the last school year. Expect Monroe's stock to take off, though, with a big senior season. With 4.5 speed and an exceptional arm, he's rated as one of the top dual-threat quarterbacks in the nation. Monroe accounted for 25 touchdowns last season, 19 which came through the air, and has his twin brother Donald, who was injured last season, back as his favorite target. Look for the Twins to establish the Broncos as one of the area's top teams this season. Katy High School's Rodney Anderson tops the list of recruiting tailbacks in the area. Last season, he rushed for 792 yards and 14 touchdowns in limited action as the backup to Adam Taylor. You can expect those numbers to increase dramatically, though, as he takes over full-time, and colleges such as Baylor, Texas, and LSU top his list of favorites. First, he hopes to take the Tigers back to the state championship game.
I feel like he's got a chance to be excellent, but the thing about Rodney is we're not going to ask Rodney to do anything more than Rodney's capable of doing. We've got other good football players that can make big plays too, and Rodney just needs to play within himself, and we need to do a great job of getting him the ball in space and letting him be a great football player.